Today we close out the series of videos for Black History Month by discussing the autobiography of Barack Obama. Hi, my name is Travis. Welcome to my channel. Let's get right to it. Barack Hussein Obama, Barack's father, was born in Kenya. When Barack Sr. was 18, he envisioned a better life than the life he had in Kenya. So he applied for a college in Hawaii and he was accepted. It was there he met and fell in love with Stanley Ann Dunham. She was 18 years old. She was a very naive and caring person. She was also a very romantic person. It was 1960, and in the 60s, interracial relationships in terms of a relationship or marriage was illegal. Ann's parents struggled with the ideal of her being with a black man. They reluctantly agreed because they loved their daughter that much that they just wanted to see her happy. On August 4th, 1961, in Hawaii, their son, Barack Obama, was born. Barack meant blessed in Swahili. They call him Barry for short. 2 years later, Barack Sr. went to Harvard to pursue a doctorate degree. Since money was tight and his scholarship was limited to only him, he had to leave his family behind in Hawaii. Unfortunately, their marriage did not survive the separation. After graduating, Barack Obama Sr. returned to Kenya and became a single parent raising her son. Ann fell in love again with an Indonesian student. In 1967, the newly formed family moved to Indonesia. The poverty surrounding him in Indonesia made a great impact on him. She woke him up at 4 a.m. every morning so he could learn more about reading and teach him school. In 1977, Ann sent Barack back to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. Ann and his half-sister Maya were 7,000 miles away from Obama. Barack at times considered himself to be an orphan because he had no parents around him. He was one of the only African-American kids in his school. And the kids in his school looked at him as some black kid from Indonesia. Barack started feeling a sense of loneliness because he felt like nobody completely understood him. Ann separated from her husband in Indonesia. Ann and Maya moved back to Hawaii with her parents and Barack. Ann then pursued a master's degree in anthropology. She started sharing many of her lessons with Maya and Barack, even at their young ages. Times were hard for the single mother. At times, Ann had to resort to public assistance to help her to raise her children. Barack had little contact with his father. Once when he was in 5th grade, his father came to visit Barack. He brought him a whole bunch of African gifts and African music. He wanted Barack to stop watching TV and things like that and wanted him to focus more on his studies and more on things that an African would do in their culture. After 1 month, his father was gone again. And that was the last time Barack would see his father alive. Barack was confused by how he was viewed by the people in his school for him having white parents and being a light-skinned person and having an African-American father. So Barack started to try to mimic what he thought a black person should do. He started playing basketball. He started using drugs and alcohol. He started doing a lot of things like acting tough and wanting to pick fights and things like that because that's what he thought a black American was supposed to do. He has started setting back a little in his grades, but they were good enough for him to be offered a scholarship to college. He accepted a scholarship in Los Angeles to go to school. In college, he aligned himself with black students who were working on apartheid in South Africa. He then started to embrace his name, Barack Obama. He also started introducing himself as a black man. At the end of his sophomore year, Barack transferred to Columbia University. His journey brought him to the black epicenter in New York, Harlem. At Columbia University, Obama was more disciplined. He stopped using drugs and stopped drinking and started taking his schoolwork much more seriously. He started reading books like Gandhi and Nashish. Obama has started making plans to visit Kenya and his father. But in 1982, an early morning call from his aunt in Kenya stated that his father died in a car accident. He was 46 years old. Barack didn't know how to feel. He knew that was his dad and he loved him, but he also knew that he didn't spend a lot of time with him and didn't have much of a rapport relationship with him. Through this all, he remained focused and started thinking about what he was going to do in his career after he got out of college. He picked a career of being a community organizer in the city of Chicago. He moved to South Side and took a job with a group called the Community Project. He took on hazardous waste cleanup, school reform, and also job training. He felt that in the position he had, he was limited with the help that he could provide. Then he went to Harvard School to learn law. Barack took out a student loan to pay his tuition. But he wanted to visit Kenya before his classes started. So he flew there. He met his grandparents, he met his siblings, he met other family members, and he went to the gravesite of his father and his grandfather, where he cried. At the end of the year, Barack was hired at a top law firm at the end of his semester to intern. His supervisor was a young lawyer named Michelle Robinson. When Michelle refused to date Obama because they worked together, Barack threatened to quit. Barack returned to Harvard that fall, and him and Michelle started a long-distance relationship. In 1990, Obama became the first black president of the Harvard Law School. This was the first time a black person had ever been selected in their 100-year history at the Institute. Obama graduated from Harvard and moved back to Chicago to be close to his girlfriend, Michelle. Barack proposed to Michelle and she accepted, and in 1992, they were married. Barack accepted a position as a lecturer in constitutional law in Chicago. In 1995, he wrote a memoir, The Dreams of My Father. In this book, he became very personal about the struggles he had as a boy and growing up in Hawaii, when he was in Kenya, and even when he was in the United States. On November 1st, 1995, Barack Obama's mother died of cancer. She was 52 years old. This devastated Barack. Barack went to Hawaii to spread her ashes over the ocean, which she requested from him years ago. Barack campaigned for state senator in Illinois, and he was elected. He got 14 laws passed in each of his first 2 years of being elected. But Obama still wanted more. On Independence Day in 1998, the Obamas had their first child, Malia. Obama was determined to be the type of father that he never had. Obama ran for Congress in 1999 and lost by 30%. It devastated him. But when he returned to Illinois State Senate, he had a new determination about politics in general. In June of 2001, Michelle Obama gave birth to their second daughter, Sasha. Now Barack had a complete ready-made family that he always strived and always searched for and always wanted for himself. In 2004, Obama won the Democratic primary with 53% of the votes. He was also elected to be the keynote speaker for this event. Obama was elected state senator in February of 2007. Later on that year, he announced his candidacy for President of the United States. Hillary Clinton was the favorite for that year of 2008. But in a historical presidential nominee, Barack Obama was elected by the Democrats to run against Senator John McCain for President of the United States. And in that election, Barack Obama defeated John McCain, becoming not only the 44th president, but the first black president in U.S. history. Obama also was reelected in 2012 when he defeated Mitt Romney. What an outstanding story, what an outstanding career, and an even greater man. You like anything I said, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. This is the end of our Black History journey. I will get back to making my other videos next week. Have a good day.